Hello. First thing we're going to do today is lesson 3-1. It's on page 192. I'm going to give you a minute to open up to page 192. Remember, you use your last name, 5-digit lunch code to connect Ed, and you type in capital R Rams 2020. If you're not there yet, go ahead and hit pause. And I'm going to go ahead. What you need to do is split your screen so you can see what I'm doing and look at your page. And you split the screen by going up here to where the X and the dash is. Split the screen, you move it a little closer, halfway, however far it could go. Then you take another tab and you move it over here and you have two screens now. Now, I don't want to split screen, but I'm showing you how to do it if you didn't know. So once again, real quick, you can go ahead and pause and replay it. That's the great thing about this setup. Go ahead and hit the button here with 2. It says restore down. Yours will get half of the screen. I'm having to make mine half. Then you take a tab over and you move it over to whatever you want there. And that's the way it works. But again, I want a full screen. Okay, we're going to identify and graph integers. Integers are the whole numbers. Whole numbers are counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ... go on and on forever. 0. And then they're opposites. Positive 1, the opposite's negative 1. 2, negative 2. Those are integers. Positive integers, obviously, are on the right, to the right of 0. Negative integers are on the left of 0. Just like math antics, he told you 0 separates the positive and negative integers. Integers are not decimals or fractions. 1.5 is not an integer. 1 is an integer. 2 is an integer. Negative 1 is an integer. Negative 2 is an integer. Please make sure to know that distinction. Integers can be graphed on a number line. And that's one thing they want you to be able to identify and graph. So what you need to do is draw yourself a number line. An average temperature of 5 degrees below 0. You can do it one of two ways. You can either take a paper and pencil, or you can click on the pen up the left-hand corner. You have to click on the pen. I'm doing it. There we go. I want a little bigger. And I'm going to draw my number line. I'm going to try to draw my number line. It's not letting me do it. The right-hand top, you can clear all. It'll clear what you wrote. Okay, let me try with a mouse. Again, all this is new for me as well. So we're going to try it with a mouse and see if it works better. I'm going to draw a number line. I want to graph 5 degrees below normal. So the graph for that would be, there's 0. 5 degrees below normal would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Now you can't take that off the page. It won't work. So if I were to graph that, I'd put negative 5 and I'd have it right there. 5 above normal. Well, if I was going to graph 5 above normal, identify and graph, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I would put a dot right there. The way you would write it would be negative 5, and you'd write positive 5, but we dropped the positive. We just put plain old 5. Okay, on these two problems, all we're going to do is identify. We're not graphing them. 6 degrees above normal and 2 inches below normal. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Again, if you need more time than I give you, go ahead and pause. Be ready to answer this when we come back. 6 degrees above normal would be 6. 2 inches below normal would be negative 2. Hopefully you can understand that. This is where I'd like to see that feedback, the look at your eyes, see if you're getting it. I don't have that opportunity. Next thing you're going to do is graph them. I already graphed number 1 and 2 up there, the example, because I just wanted you to see how that would be graphed. And that's what we're getting ready to do. They say graph the integers, the set of integers, and you see the brackets there. That'd be set of integers 4, -6, and 0 in a number line. And then they do it for you. +4, 0, -6. So when you graph, you draw a number line. You draw the number line and you put the numbers equally spaced. So there's 0, 1, -2, -4, space, -6, space, -8. And they go this way the same way. They don't put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underneath every number, every dash. They space it out so where you can see it. So that's the way you would do it. Okay, I'm going to clear all because I want to get rid of this page. And I've got it on single page. You get this down here out of the way. I've got it on single page. You could be looking at it dual page, but I don't think you can see enough. I don't think it's big enough. So I like it as a single page. And then you also can make that bigger if you wish. I'm going to go to page 193. They want you to graph -2, 8, -7. -2, 8, -7. So once again, I need to grab my pen. I'm going to draw a number line. I'm going to put 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -1. So I'm going to put 0 under here so I identify it. -1. -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. I don't have to go beyond that because I see 8's my largest. And -7 is my lowest. I'm going to draw it up here where you can see it, not over that red. And if I'm going to label -2, there's 0, -1, -1, -2. And I'll change color of pen here and put -2 in orange. So you see that's where it is. That's -2. +8. I think you know where +8 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count over 8. And finally, you can put -7 by starting at 0. And by the way, when you count, think about taking a step. You don't count where you are as 1, and the first step you take is 2. So if I start at 0, my first step is 1, or -1 in this case, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and finally, I put a point at -7. Okay, so I've done C for you. You go ahead and do D, and I will expect you to come back, have that done. In fact, I'm going to, well, I'll clear it after I'm done with it. Go ahead and draw your own number line somewhere on this page. Go ahead and plot 4, 10, -3, and 7. And be prepared to share your screen with us when we get back. We're going to talk about that. Absolute value we're going to get to, but we're going to do this first. We'll come back to absolute value.